Time, the one thing we all have, yet so many of us waste. Meet Rohan, a boy with immense potential, but one flaw: he always says, "I'll do it later." In a bustling city, there lived a boy named Rohan. He was exceptionally talented, sharp-minded, creative, and full of potential. His teachers praised him, and his parents had high hopes for his future. But Rohan had one fatal flaw: he always procrastinated. Every time he got a task, he would think, "I'll do it later. There's plenty of time." Whether it was studying for exams, learning new skills, or working on his dreams, he always pushed things to tomorrow. His friends warned him, "Rohan, time doesn't wait for anyone." But he would just laugh and say, "Relax. I have all the time in the world." One day, his school announced a prestigious competition, a golden opportunity to win a scholarship. His parents were excited. His teachers encouraged him. But Rohan? He thought, "I'll start preparing next week. No rush." Days turned into weeks. Then, suddenly, it was the night before the competition. Panic set in. He hadn't prepared at all. He stayed up all night trying to cram, but his mind was blank. The next day, he failed miserably. For the first time, reality hit him hard. His teachers were disappointed. His parents were silent. And his friends? They moved ahead while he was left behind. That night, as Rohan sat in his room, filled with regret, his grandfather walked in. "What's wrong, Rohan?" he asked. With tears in his eyes, Rohan replied, "Grandpa, I failed. I wasted my time. Now I have nothing." His grandfather smiled gently and said, "Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, there was a mighty king named Sriadev. He had everything: wealth, power, and a vast kingdom. But he had one weakness: he wasted time. Every morning, his ministers would come to him with important matters. But the king would wave them away, saying, 'Not now. I'll handle it later.' His people begged him to take action, but he always said, 'There's time. I'll do it tomorrow.' Then one day, a messenger ran into the palace, breathless. 'Your Majesty, an enemy army is approaching. We must prepare for battle.' The king, lounging on his golden throne, smirked. 'Relax. We have time. We'll prepare tomorrow.' But tomorrow never came. That very night, the enemy attacked. The kingdom was caught off guard. The army was unprepared. Chaos erupted. The once mighty king stood on his palace balcony, watching his city burn. His wealth, worthless. His power, gone. His throne, taken. As he fled through the secret tunnels of his own palace, he finally understood. Time wasted is never returned. And when you need it the most, it's already too late." Rohan sat frozen, his grandfather's words sinking deep into his heart. "Grandpa, am I like that king?" he whispered. His grandfather put a hand on his shoulder and said, "You were. But the difference is, you still have time to change." Rohan took a deep breath. "Then I will." From that day forward, he changed. He created a schedule, stayed disciplined, and never postponed important things. Years later, he became a successful entrepreneur, inspiring millions with his story. When asked about his secret to success, he always said, "The best time to act was yesterday. The second best time is now."